All right, day 60. Day 59 recap. I had the COVID booster. Let's see, Tuesday evening, and woke up. Just had a lot going on, so didn't get a chance to run in the morning. And by the time the evening rolled around, I was feeling the effects of the booster. Oh, I don't know if you can see all the deer. Oh man, ton of deer running across there. A little bit far away, but anyhow. So I texted my wife, who's a family physician, and was like, hey, you know, don't feel normal, but I don't feel really bad. Okay to run. Oh, there goes one. There's another deer. It's okay, Miles. Come on. So anyhow, told her I didn't feel normal, but didn't feel extremely bad. It would be okay if I, you know, got a little run in. And she said, yeah, it'd be fine. So I just stayed home and stayed on the treadmill. Just tried to keep my heart rate low. I actually didn't feel too bad while running. But after I got done, oh man, I felt awful. Got a headache. Just really achy in my back. Just super tired. So anyhow, I didn't do a video yesterday. My apologies. So catching up on that today. We're back over at my neighbor's farm. As you can tell, it's getting dark. I really love this time of night for running. It's kind of a great temperature. Just peaceful. You know, as you can see, I keep seeing deer. It's just a nice time of night to see wildlife. So we're doing about 40 minutes tonight. Mr. Miles and I was having problems with my Apex Pro, and I emailed the company and they're like, can you take a video of it happening? And I was like, I guess if it happens. And that was some time ago, and I started my watch tonight, got about a half mile in, and looked down at my watch, and it was frozen. I don't know how many of you have a Chorus, but when you hit start, it kind of comes up with the triangle like a play button, and it was just frozen there with no data. So thankfully I had the trusty little GoPro with me, filmed it, so I'll send it on to them. I'm expecting a little surprise from Santa. I think, oh, I don't think I know, Mrs. Claus got me the new Vertex 2. So I'm a spoiled little boy. I'm excited to check that thing out. But I'd like to make sure this thing's working. I'll probably still use this thing, especially if they can, you know, make sure it's working properly. I'll continue to use this one just because it's lightweight and such. I use the Vertex 2 for my bigger adventure runs, long runs and stuff, get used to it and its features. Anyhow, we'll see what Koro says. I'll update you. I had problems. I had the original Apex, and I had a problem, and they just replaced it, no questions asked. It was a different problem, but you know, anyhow, they just upped and replaced it for me, which was awesome. So what else, you know, jump through whatever hoops. I mean, maybe there's a software fix or something like that. This is just a glitch we can fix, but it doesn't happen often. Like I said, you know, this hasn't happened. Well, you know, I took some time off too, so didn't have as many opportunities to happen, but yeah, it's definitely off. Well, I can't say that. I don't think it glitched in like time or distance or anything like that. I think it's actually okay. It just beeped in a weird point because I could still hit the lap button. So I think that was just my bad for, you know, trying to, if I mash all the buttons together, all three buttons, it tends to give it like a reset back to the menu. And then if I just click back into the run, it's still going. So, but anyhow, we always want our stuff to be working 100% capacity. Ordered some new winter gear. Got some Smart Wool. I really enjoy their different weighted shirts as either base layers or standalone pieces, so I ordered a few of those. I also ordered a Naked belt, the brand Naked, to experiment with seeing if it can work with my Kogala. It's got two little kind of toggle, you know, kind of bungee cords that are vertical on the belt, in which I think I could slide the Kogala through and cinch. So if that works, I might do a little video. You know, there may be some smarter people than I that have kind of figured that out already, but I've always been kind of looking for a way to secure it, you know, to something I'm already wearing, that I can just slip on and off easily. You know, kind of like the Ultra Aspire. I really like the Ultra Aspire, the first version. I'm not as big of a fan of the current version, just because of the elasticity of the belt. I don't know, the light just seems to bounce a little too much, whereas the first version, it was on a more static belt. I understand that the elasticity allows it to fit more people, but the rigidness of the first belt, I mean, that light was just so secure. That was so much better. So anyhow, so like I said, I figure, you know, if I can fix the Kogala to the front of the Naked belt, and then I could put the battery, you know, in the pouch, even on the back of me. So we'll see how that works. I'm gonna kind of get out of here. It's getting a little dark for running back here. So anyhow, just an idea I had. Just trying to make the use out of the gear I have. You know, I've got this great Kogala light, but I've never figured out how to fix it to anything to run with it, so hoping I have a resolution. So that's that. Yeah, I got a bunch of new stuff coming for Christmas. Actually got a little order from Rabbit put in, some apparel. So I like their rerun top. It's kind of their wool blend, so I'll talk about some of this stuff as I wear it during the winter. We just really haven't had a lot of weather to use some of this stuff in. So anyhow, but yeah, we'll get there. So anyhow, what else is going on? Just trying to think. Yeah, so that's the catch up. That's what's going on right now. Hopefully you got a chance to listen to podcast came out today, or at least it's in your download list. I'll throw it in the description. I talk about tempo runs and how to incorporate them, what they do, what to expect, how to recover, just all sorts of stuff. So I hope you enjoy that. Hopefully it can help your training. Still perusing ultra sign up. You know, I got vacation coming up. I imagine I'll have a little extra time to kind of scan ultra sign up for race ideas. I'll have some more time to talk to my wife about all these various things. And not that I necessarily need any other races besides Bigfoot. I'd love to complete the B.R.U.T.E challenge. I had mentioned that early on. And for those that you don't know, the B.R.U.T.E challenge is the Blue Ridge Ultra Trail Endurance Challenge. There's 5 different courses, 5 different states. Courses range from about, I don't know, 100K to 75 miles. The courses in the states right here, you know, backyard for me in North Carolina is Pitchell, and my neighbor in South Carolina, the Foothills Trail, as well as my neighbor in Georgia, the Georgia Loop, and my neighbor in Tennessee, Scar, and then up in Virginia, the Massanutten Loop. I did a podcast with Natalie Daniel. Actually, I had 2 podcasts with Natalie. She's completed it. There's a website for it. I'll try to include that in the description as well. The brainchild behind it is Charles Raffensperger, and Charles was on the 2nd episode, and we kind of talk about how he came up with this, you know, crazy idea for this, you know, this series of runs. Now, the idea behind it is you have to complete all 5 within a calendar year. So, you know, whenever you start and finish your first one, you know, you got a calendar year to knock out the other 4. So my thoughts are using maybe 2, potentially 3, come here, Moss, of these runs. You know, as training for Bigfoot, I think they would be perfect in my build up for Bigfoot. Then running Bigfoot, taking a small break, and then in the fall finishing up the B.R.U.T challenge. These are all courses that are on my bucket list. Well, most of them are. I've done Pitchell. I've not done the rest. So really want to do the Foothills Trail and Scar, and I've got a lot of folks that would like to do these as well. So it'd be fun to have friends, you know, to go out and do these with. You know, so far as Georgia Loop, Georgia has been nefarious in my race history is kicking my butt. I've had the hardest time racing there. I think I have the most DNFs in Georgia between Georgia Death Race and Cruel Jewel. So, you know, that's the one. It's the big question mark. I might get that one done first, just to be done with it. So anyhow, that's kind of where my mind is. You know, I can include those in my build, and man, you know, talk about using events or runs to, you know, replicate what you're going to do in racing. I think those would be spot on. And then there's no pressure. I can just go out and go for a run. You know, I mean, obviously there's logistical planning, gear, all that kind of stuff, but I think, you know, with the stuff I'm getting for Christmas, I'm going to be plenty well supplied, have plenty of gear, everything I need. And that's kind of what my next podcast is going to be on. I'm going to talk about my favorite gear, go through the categories, and just talk about what I wear, why I like them. So that podcast will come out a week from today. So anyhow, just some thoughts. The B.R.U.T.E challenge really does excite me. I think it's a cool idea, cool thing to do. Where should we go, buddy? Let's see where we're at. 26. Let's go up. Sorry, my heart rate's super low. I'm going really slow. Just talking and enjoying. But anyhow, so anyway, I'll talk more about B.R.U.T.E as I decide what I'm doing. You know, I talk to my wife as well, get her on board with it, because it's stuff that we could do, you know, on a weekend. You know, we could travel on a Saturday morning and, you know, get there and hopefully finish Sunday morning, go back home. So I think it's a good little goal, but we'll see. You know, as I said to somebody today, you know, the only thing that worries me is that if I don't do anything else, any other Western States qualifiers, it just really puts a lot of pressure on finishing Bigfoot, which is a good thing and a bad thing. Obviously, you know, there's a tremendous reason to finish, but I don't want that to be a stress and forcing me through. But I think it will also be a reason to keep moving forward. So positives and negatives to it, but either way, I think the B.R.U.T challenge may be a, you know, a really cool thing to go after. So anyway, getting dark here. I'm gonna try to focus a little bit more on the run. But as always, thanks for joining me on the run. I'll certainly try to catch you with you guys tomorrow. Last thing, been working on a newsletter. If you guys have any topics or anything you'd like me to include, you know, please leave a comment or drop me an email. New newsletter will come out January 1st. So thanks, guys.